Hello everyone, here we have an interesting thread on Spectrum, started by Slick Dilly D. PS culling is stifling the nomadic dream, we need answers and a roadmap. When persistent entity streaming launched in 3.18, I felt the dream coming to life. I could place bottles in my kitchen, stash gear in SU boxes and make my vessel a lift in space, not just an empty shell. It was the nomadic lifestyle I would always envisioned. To be honest, it wasn't much better when PS was introduced in 3.18, PS still has a long way to go, and PS is still held back by the current state of server meshing. But now that freedom is gone. The aggressive culling tied to PS density management wipes out my efforts. I stock my kitchen with 20 drinks, decorate my bedroom with subflare, and return to find the bottles vanished. I set up caches in my persistent hangar, SU boxes of gear for quick grabs instead of digging through inventory, only to watch them disappear too. It's not a bug, it's a restriction that punishes creativity and immersion. Right now, in year 13, the state of persistent entity streaming, PS, and server meshing isn't exactly fantastic. Of course, those are just first iterations of PS and server meshing, and CRG is working on improvements. What I find annoying, we got PS on 3.18 more than 2 years ago, and Benoit made it sound like everything is fine. PS is behind us.
So PS is the state of the simulation that's now persisting. That's great. It's behind us.
We've gotten to the point now, we're getting the persistent entity streaming to the point where it's shippable.
PS is the state of the simulation that's now persisting. That's great. It's behind us.
You serious?
Of course, no one want to be able to find the bottle he threw into the woods 2 months ago. I should say no one besides Chris.
But the proper persistence is I go anywhere, I take my Elroy's cup, put it, I get my coffee at the space station, I take it with me, I get on the spaceship, I fly to a planet, I walk in a forest, I litter, I drop it on the floor in the forest, I get off, I fly away, and then Sean flies to the forest and sees an Elroy cup when he arrives in that area. So,
and I grab it and I sell it.
Yeah, there you go.
But then you come back and you think that there's a bug in the game because it's gone, whereas in reality, Sean took it.
Yeah, so the second stage of the SOCs is the full persistence comes in with what we call the iCache, which basically will save out all the state and position of any item in the game when you move away from it. So if you have to, which is what's happening on the server right now, it streams out like what's there, and right now we're persisting it in the server's memory, but we aren't persisting it back to a cloud database just yet.
But PS is still chunky, items disappear for no reason, even from our hangars, ships disappear randomly on ship elevators, etc. Yeah, when you have a ship on ship elevator, it often goes into claim, and all your cargo is gone too.
Right now, for example, over 90% of all claims in the verse are for ships that have not been destroyed.
Once again, it's pretty much evident that CRG employees, Richard Tyra, are not playing their own game. Why do we have so many claims of ships that are not destroyed? Let me think. Maybe because this game in alpha still has lots of bugs. Lots of very game-breaking bugs. I'm not complaining, it's an alpha, but most of the time when I claim my ships, it's because of bugs. In July 2024, CRG showed us a faked video with Jared saying, persistence allow players to now set their most used items out for easy access before any launch.
With armistice zones now removed from hangars, persistence allows players to now set their most used items out for easy access before any launch. You can display your firearms, ship items, and more however you'd like.
Isn't it nice to have your weapons, your ammunition and your items neatly displayed on a table so you can easily grab what you need for your next mission? So what's the problem with this? This is once again totally faked. The game doesn't work like this. My guess is CRG made this in Blender or something, and now they are pretending, look, this is how our game works. You can display your items very neatly arranged on a table. No CRG, this is not how your game works. I'll show you what happens if you try to do this. Chris, why are you still faking videos? Do you really think we don't try this ourselves? Jared, do you feel fine being the voice of Star Citizen and telling things that are not the truth? It's not only that CRT is removing items because their servers cannot handle the load, it's also things are just moving around on tables. Yeah, physics are still almost non-existent in Star Citizen in year 13. CRT is telling us they are working on server meshing, on dynamic server meshing, and we all hope things will improve. 2025, the year of stability, playability, and bug fixing. Oh no, my mistake, this was actually 2018.
Ensure that the gameplay right now is polished. We're not there yet, but we are definitely working towards that every single release.
So far, more than 3 months into 2025, we see little to no improvements. The first iteration of server meshing hasn't fixed anything. We still see massive lag, interaction delay, and desyncs, even of players moving at player speed. What we see is an even slower progress, hopefully, because CRT put a lot of devs and coders onto stability, playability, and bug fixing. We know more in 8.5 months. And of course, there are always a few people. The game runs so much better now in 2025. I see so much improvements. I was playing for 6 hours without any major bugs. CRT has invested quite a bit into new social media people. Expect a lot of those positive experiences actually being CRT employees and CRT bots. If you really had a good game experience, if you really could play for 4 hours without any major bugs or problems, we are very happy for you. We mean it. But please understand, this is not the typical player experience. Just go to Spectrum and Reddit and read the threads. People said, I had such a good gaming session 5 years ago already. Some people always have a good gaming experience. Maybe they played off hours on a low traffic shard or on a low traffic planet. But again, this is not the typical player experience. In the Star Citizen Live, February 2025, Benoit said, CRT has to rewrite Metro, Elevator, ATC code because it's not compatible with server meshing. The people who wrote the original code long left CRT. Ships are physical objects, elevators not. This is why we have all this jank with ship elevators in the game. The new code is not finished, it's not in the game, so how can some people see an improvement? Placebo, yeah. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye. Auf Wiedersehen.
No. Hi, I'm Mark Hamill. Though starring in Wing Commander, I'm also featured on Mask of the Phantasm. Wow. Now, this can be yours for
Oh, troublemaker.
Yeah. Look at that. Look at that top.
Look at that. That's real plastic, too. That is. See, what you do is you open it.
Towards Billy Butler.
You open it, and then you smell the plastic. Oh, that was a good week. Very good week.
Hey, if you got those plastic champagne glasses we asked for.
Oh, dear me.
There you go, Tom.
That's very kind of you. You didn't have to do that. This would be just fine. The way I drink.
Oh, Cliff.
Hey, don't start with me, Bernard. Thank you. That's very nice. Man, if you people weren't in costume.
Chris isn't.
Hey, you're still here. You might want to join me on Twitter. My Twitter account is Camural_SC.